Hi, I'm Brendan Bigley from Into the Aether. It's a low-key video game podcast. Just wanted to make a quick little video explaining what this is. This big playlist full of videos of Dreamcast games. If you don't know about our season premieres, at the beginning of every season, which usually take place in June, we will do a deep dive into different consoles. The first one that we did was the Game Boy Advance. We played like 60 or 70 games for the Game Boy Advance, which was really fun, kind of intense. We did it over the course of like about a year. We gave ourselves a year to do it. And at the end of that, we made this big celebratory episode where we talked about all the games that we played, made a top 10, made a top 5, like we played the hits, After that, we did the Nintendo DS. Similarly, gave ourselves a year, got Nintendo DSs, played on original hardware for the most part, and ended up doubling the number of games that we had played from the Game Boy Advance and played like 140-ish games for the DS, which was a wild experience. And after that, we were like, let's take a step back. Let's do something a little bit more chill. And we picked the Sega Dreamcast. It's the first one that's not handheld, which is interesting. So we went and here's my Dreamcast. We went and got actual Dreamcast consoles, modded, refurbished, the works. And the Dreamcast itself has somewhere in the realm, in terms of the ones that are like definitely going to count and like really like should be considered as like the best Dreamcast games, there's like 60-ish that are like really must plays. I would say that in terms of like games that were released on the Dreamcast exclusively are Dreamcast games in the United States. So with that in mind, I've added a couple here and there that I also want to check out. So I have, some cross-platform games like the Tony Hawk games 1 and 2 specifically. There's like Tomb Raider on here, Spider-Man, like the original Spider-Man game, things like that. I want to check out some of this cross-platform stuff and just like see how it feels to play on the Dreamcast. Like games that I know really well, like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, for example, I played inside and out, forwards and backwards. It'll be interesting to see how that plays on the Dreamcast. That having been said, usually when we do these episodes, it's kind of like a solitary experience. Steven and I are talking back and forth to one another about the experiences that we're having with these games in the lead up, just to make sure that we're not like missing any important ones. It's like, oh yeah, this game that you've never heard of, it's cool, you should check it out, give it like an hour, see how you feel about it, and then if you like it, do a deeper dive. Usually my process is I'll take this list of games, I'll usually make a list and backlogged, which I'll give you the link in the description of this video of my backlog list that I'm working off of personally. But usually I will play every game for like 30 minutes to an hour, and then using that 30 minutes, judge which ones I want to go back to and continue playing. Sometimes you can play a game for 30 minutes and be like, I get it, and I'm done, and I don't think this is going to make the cut. And sometimes you play a game for 30 minutes, you're like, this is all I want to do, actually. Some games, like, for example, on the Dreamcast, Shenmue, are games that are going to take a lot more than 30 minutes to even, like, start to wrap my head around in terms of how I feel about it. 30 minutes is not always enough. But what I wanted to do with this series of videos is at least record the first 30-ish minutes of every game that's on this playlist, so I can share that first impression with you, and you can get a better idea of not only what the game is if you are coming back to this video after hearing that episode in June, which would be very cool, and thinking to yourself like, I've never heard of Choo Choo Rocket and I want to see what that game looks like because it sounds interesting. You can then watch that video and get a good idea and see my first impressions of it as well alongside that. So that's the plan here. I think this playlist is going to be comprised of both videos I record on my own and also videos that are clips from streams. I did a stream actually yesterday at the time of this recording where I played through the first 3 games: 18-Wheeler, American Pro Trucker, Alien Front Online, and Alone in the Dark, The New Nightmare. All 3 of which were like just an amazing way to kick off this whole process. It was really fun and cool. But all that said, that's the plan here, and I'm going to stop this video so I can move on to my next game on my playlist, which at the moment is Armada. Just a sidebar. One of the fun things about the Dreamcast, which I've said many times on the show but is worth reiterating, is I don't know most of these games. I've never heard of most of them. Choo Choo Rocket, actually, the one I just picked as an example, I've never even heard of. I'm just looking at the box art. It looks nice. It looks fun. It's got a cute vibe. I'm excited to find out what that thing is, but I have, 5, 6, 7 more games to play before I can even see what Choo Choo Rocket is all about. I'm going in alphabetical order. I don't know why. That just felt like the most fun way of doing this for me. All of that said, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you later. Bye-bye.